What are some psychology experiments with interesting results? 1. White rats and black rats were raised separately without seeing each other. When a black rat was placed in the white rat's cage, the other rats ostracized him. When white and black rats are raised together, and a new black rat is placed in a cage, the white rats accept him. So basically rats are racist unless raised to accept differences. 2. The self-fulfilling prophecy studies. Basically they brought together a group of kids and formed a class with a real teacher. They gave the kids a test for overall academic skills at the start of the course but didn't really use the scores. Instead, they told the teachers that a few students, picked at random, were very brilliant and scored very highly. They then observed the class for a long period of time and noticed that the teachers gave the kids they thought were brilliant much more attention. At the end of the study, the kids took the test again, and they found that the kids who were randomly named brilliant at the start actually scored higher than the rest of the class. The kids, again, at the start, didn't score any different from the rest of the class, but through the self-fulfilling prophecy, they became the best in their class. 3. The monster experiment. Although it is horrible how they left the children with mental health issues in the end, this experiment gave very good insight into how to parent a child. On this experiment, they took groups of orphaned children and separated them into 3 groups. One was the control, the second was told they had a lisp and were doing bad, and the third was told that their speech was perfect. As the experiment went on, Group 2 began developing lisps after being berated constantly. They became shy and reserved. They were scared to speak because they didn't want to get in trouble because of their poor speaking skills. Group 3, however, had the opposite happen. They talked better, they were more willing to improve. They were encouraged to keep speaking and told that their speech was amazing and perfect. By the end of the experiment, they had one group with no change, one group with now mentally ill children with a speech impediment, and one group with great speaking skills. It truly shows that encouraging children is the way to go. 4. If you stare into a dimly lit or candle-lit mirror for 10+ minutes, you start to see hallucinations. What individuals see tends to vary, but they've used this as a test to simulate schizophrenia before because some see monsters or deformities. I did a variation of it for a maid at university and completely wimped out of it. After my face started not looking like my face anymore, I had a complete dissociation. I stopped looking and just waited out the time. 5. My favorite was probably the development of depth perception or perhaps the fear of heights. We're not born with it, but if I recall correctly, we develop it within the first year or so. Scientists created a raised square platform. Half of the floor was wood and the other glass. The actual surface of the floor, 1 meter or so below, was white with red polka dots. At varying intervals of age, the babies would be brought in and placed on the wood end and encouraged to crawl to their moms who were standing at the glass end of the platform. In early infancy, a baby crawls over there without giving a damn. At some point though, they stop at the point where the wood meets the glass or plexiglass, maybe showing that they recognize the difference in height and the fear of falling. Babies' brains are pretty cool.